Hi everyone, welcome back. This week we're going to start Unit 2, Contending with Change. And in this section we're going to discuss pattern recognition. Patterns are important and are used for things like UPC labels and QR codes, but it's also an important skill for you to be able to use to identify things like patterns that you see in nature and use that to then make predictions about what's likely to happen in the future. And we'll continue this discussion over the course of the next few sections in talking about ways that you can use patterns and trends to look at data. One good way to practice recognizing patterns and anticipating where they lead is just to study a string of numbers and look for a pattern. So here we have a string of numbers, 3, 6, 9, 12. We want to find the next three numbers in the set. Well, it appears that each time we add 3 plus 3 will give you 6, 6 plus 3 will give you 9, and so on. And so if we add 3, then the next three numbers would be 15. And then 18, and then 21. Similarly, if we look here down at the bottom, we have the numbers 3, 6, 12, and 24. If we multiply 3 times 2, we get 6. 6 times 2 is 12. And 12 times 2 is 24. And so then we just want to continue to multiply. 24 times 2 is 48. 48 times 2 is 96. 96 times 2 is 192. And so here we've identified these patterns in the numbers. Let's try another one. So here, 320, 240, 160, 80, we can see that the numbers are going down. And they seem to be going down by the same amount each time. So we're just going to subtract 80 from each one of these numbers. And you'll see you get the next number on the list. So 80 minus 80 will be 0. If we then subtract 80 again, we'll get negative 80. And then if we subtract it again, we'll get negative 160. Here, if we look at the numbers down here, it appears that we're dividing again. And here we're just dividing each one of these by 2. And so 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. The first patterns in the previous examples both result from adding or subtracting the same number each time. So in the first pattern, we added 3. And then in the first pattern in the second example, we subtracted 80. These are examples of linear growth where you find each term by adding or subtracting the same number each time. The second patterns in the examples were results from multiplying or dividing the same number each time. So in the first example, we multiplied by 2 each time, and in the second, we divided by 2 each time. These are examples of exponential growth, where each successive term is found by multiplying or dividing the same number each time. So we can distinguish between linear or exponential growth by determining whether we're multiplying or whether we're adding each time. Here, in part A, 1 times 9 will give you 9. 9 times 9 gives you 81. Times 9 will give you 729. So we're multiplying by 9 here. And so this is exponential. Below it, 4, 18, 32, 46, 60. It appears that we're adding here. 18 minus 4 will give you 14. So plus 14, and then plus 14. So we're just going to add 14 each time. And so this would be linear growth. Similarly, here, we are adding 0.8 or 8.5 each time. And so this would also be linear. And here you can tell that you're not adding the same number each time, because if we were just adding 12, well, then this one would just be 224 and not have this decimal. Rather, we can figure out what we are multiplying by just dividing 212 divided by 200. And you'll find that you get 1.06. 224.72 divided by 212 will also give you 1.06. So each term is multiplied by 1.06, and so this is exponential growth. So here we want to just look at this Excel spreadsheet and determine whether it represents linear or exponential growth, and then we're just going to find the next three values. So here we have 40,000, 41,500, 43,000. It appears that we're adding 1,500 or 1,500 each time. So this would be linear growth. And to find the next three terms, we would just add 1,500 to each one. 47,500 plus 1,500 will give you 49,000. The next number would be 50,500 and then 52,000. There are some additional questions on your homework assignments that will be addressed in a different video. If you have any questions about patterns, linear growth, or exponential growth, please let me know.